Yo, what's good? It's your boy Derek Branch of SportsView360.com, covering the New Orleans Saints today. And today we're going to preview, break down, analyze this upcoming matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. Saints Saints are 0-2 on the season. Seahawks are 1-1 on the season. Spencer Rattler, Saints starting QB, current starting quarterback, is still looking for that first victory of his NFL career as an NFL starter. He is now 0-8 after losing to the San Francisco 49ers in week two. This is also the end of a three-game slate to start the 2025 NFL season for the Saints as they face three straight NFC West opponents. This is the third one. The first one was the Arizona Cardinals. Second opponent from the NFC West of the season was the San Francisco 49ers. And now the third is the Seattle Seahawks. Now, later down the road in the future of the season, Saints will conclude their NFC West gauntlet, their tour of the NFC West against the Los Angeles Rams. So, but we're talking about this matchup with the Seahawks. Saints have a chance to win this game. You're headed into a game where pretty much facing a team that got somewhat similar issues as 49ers did. The Seahawks could possibly be without a few of their top guys for Sunday's matchup. But the thing is, can the Saints capitalize? That's been the issue with this team for the first 2 weeks of the season. Penalties, lack of execution in crucial moments, and just not putting it all together for all full quarters. That's been the issue with the New Orleans Saints, and I kind of wonder how far off is this team, because so far they have not been blown out. They have been competitive in both games. You know, Spencer Rattler moved the ball pretty well on a really good defense, led coached by Robert Solid, this 49ers defensive coordinator. They also moved the ball pretty well on a defense that's well coached by Jonathan Gannon, who's the Arizona Cardinals head coach, who's also defense is his background, his expertise. So a lot to factor in, and it makes you wonder how far off is this team from being really good again. If they just clean up on the mistakes, clean up on the penalties, catch the ball. This team could be 2-0 right now, and if they were 2-0, this would be entirely throughout the Saints media landscape, podcasts, articles, YouTubers. It'd be an entirely different conversation around this team. Probably be the talk of the league. You know what I mean? Because not a lot of people expect the Saints to even be competitive in these games. You know, so we just gotta wait and see how it all play out. But let's look at the scouting report, right, for the Seahawks. So on the offensive side of the ball, the quarterback is Sam Darnold, who signed with the Seahawks after having a career breakout season with the Minnesota Vikings, over 4,000 yards passing, 30 touchdowns. Huge year for him last year. Signs with Seattle Seahawks. Now, a familiar face in this game for the Seattle Seahawks is Clint Kubiak, who was the Saints' offensive coordinator last year. And for the first 2 weeks of the season, Kubiak's name was like the top of the list when it comes to new NFL head coaching candidates. But that quickly faded when the Saints went on that long losing streak, and Dennis Allen was fired. But he's in Seattle, and if things go well in Seattle, his name will go right back. His name will be out there again as a top candidate. He runs that same type of offense. We're gonna see that offense that he attempted to run in New Orleans this Sunday. So in regards to the numbers, the stats, and all that, on the offensive side, Seattle is ranked 16 in the league in points per game with 22. Total yards per game, they're 19th, 312.5. Third down conversion percentage, 37%, 22nd ranked in the league. Red zone scoring, touchdowns, 50% right now, so they're ranked 27th in the league. Defensively, they're allowing 17 points per game, which ranks them 7th in the league. Total yards per game by the defense, they're giving up 325.5, which ranks them at 18. On third down, they're allowing 41.38% to be converted, which ranks them at 17. Red zone, they're 7th. They're 7th in
New crafted flats from Pizza Hut are just $5 each till 5 p.m. Choose from 5 hand.
My bad. They're 7th in the league in red zone scoring. Opponent red zone scoring with 42.86%. And this is a Saints already team that've had their issues scoring in the red zone. You know, in regards to the running, the rush stats on offense, they average 100.5 yards per game, which ranks them 19th. Rush per play, 48.25, which ranks them at 8. On the defensive side, they're giving up 95.5 yards per game, which ranks them at 11. So overall, I think defense is solid. Their defense is near elite levels. Offensive side, they are, I would say, somewhat in the middle of the pack right now under Clint Kubiak. Against the pass on defense, they're giving up. They're ranked third. They're ranked 27th, 22nd in against the pass with 230 yards a game. At 22nd in against the pass. On the offensive side, they average 212 passing yards a game, which ranks them at 15. So it's just defense stout, but in the offense is the middle of the pack right now. But I don't think that should stop the Saints because you have demonstrated that they can move the football against these defenses. Even though it's been danking and dunking and all that, they move the football. The problem is, like I said, execution. When it comes down to execution, red zone situations, receivers not holding on to the football. Sometimes Spencer Rattler make mistakes with the football, with the wide receivers, communication issues, you know, things like that. But Saints have a shot though. They have a shot of winning this game. The difference this time is you're away from your home environment. You're playing in Seattle, which has one of the toughest environments to play in for a visiting team. Almost like the Superdome when the Saints were really good, you know. So maybe the Saints play better because that's what I noticed in recent years during this playoff drought, that the Saints seem to play a lot better when they're away from the Superdome. because for some odd reason they it feels like they're under a lot of pressure to make things happen in front of the home crowd. To me, you know, so it'll be interesting to see how it all play out. Now, the injury report for the Seahawks, right? Um, Zach Charbonnet is one of their running backs is doubtful for Sunday's matchup. So if Zach Charbonnet is out, Saints gonna have to only have to deal with Kenneth Walker. So and also Devin Witherspoon could be doubtful. Julian Love could be doubtful. Nick Emirari, he's doubtful. And I think a few of these guys on this list right here did not practice recently. So it'll be interesting to see how it all play out, man. If these guys do not see action, if they don't suit up and play, this could be huge for the Saints. Huge. But as I said, the 49ers were banged up last week, and the Saints still couldn't take advantage. You know what I mean? So I think, man, the winner of this game is going to be determined by who can run the football. Who can run the football, control time of possession, and execute down the stretch. Who can do that? Right now, look, my heart is with the Saints to win this game, but my head says the Seahawks will win this game and improve to 2-1 on the season. The Saints 1-0-3. Now I wouldn't be shocked if the Saints win this game. I really wouldn't be. Just like I was the last 2 weeks. Because me personally, I don't think this team is that far off from being good again. In these first 2 weeks of the season, they've shown that. But like I said before, even though the Saints are going through this rebuild, the fan base want to see this team win games. They want to see this team win games. And a win this Sunday could go a long way. But I'm not sure if it can happen. I won't be shocked if it does, but I'm not sure. So I think it's gonna be another close game for the Saints. I think that they'll Seahawks win this game by a score of I'm gonna go 24-20. Seahawks by 4. That's how I see it playing out. Seahawks win this game by a score of 24-20 over the Saints. So we'll see how it all play out this Sunday down in Seattle. That's all I have for y'all for right now. You can like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. What is your score predictions for Sunday's game between Seattle Seahawks and New Orleans Saints? Do the same if you listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Odyssey. 5-star rating. Leave your comments, reviews, your predictions, and I'm out. Peace.